Do you ever wonder where all of that noise in your noggin comes from? Or if it's even you? Is that a question that you've ever asked yourself? What is me? What is not? What is all of this shit going on in my head? And where is it coming from? I'll give you my take on it. And if this video has found you, there is likely a reason for it. And you decide for yourself, but I'm going to tell you what the most likely reasons for all of the noise in your head may be. Now, what all factors are at play is going to vary per individual, but these are the most likely things that I see. 1, other people that are around you, the close connections that you have, whether it be friends, family, so like kids, parents, anybody that you're close to or spend a significant amount of time with. And that includes people on the internet. When you are just constantly scrolling through your phone, watching video after video after video, your mind is just picking up on all of that information that you are intaking, and it just continues to cycle in your mind. 2, your friends in the unseen realms. They got to get in contact with you somehow, and sometimes it's not you that's up there talking to you. It is those other beings that are guiding you along your way. And branching off from your unseen friends, they could also be unseen beings that are not really your friends, that are just putting thoughts in your mind and making you think that they are yours, because some spirits do spirity things and will mess with you just because they can and because you can't see them, which is why protection is so important, especially of your mind space. And 3, they can be other parts of you that have been left in other places, spaces, timelines, dimensions that may be stuck and calling for you to pay attention to them. Because I don't know if you've ever heard of soul fragmentation, but when the soul experiences something traumatic, it occasionally breaks off a piece of you and will stay within that space, place, and time. And it does it as like a protection or coping mechanism. But if they are left there for a long time, they're eventually going to call for you to heal those parts of you. And it can be a bit overwhelming to the mind, because it may sound like you, or it may not, because it might be a different version of you in another reality or a past, which is actually a simultaneous life. And if you ignore them, there is a chance that they will continue to get louder and louder and louder if you are not paying attention to them. In this last case, you may feel like you are pulled in many different directions, and you may have a sense of not feeling whole. That was going to be my last one, but I thought of one more. And it kind of goes back to the first one when I said something about scrolling constantly on social media and stuff, but it's more just information intake. So it could be from reading books, listening to podcasts, which is kind of the same thing, but just intaking the information and the stimuli around you, and it can translate, even if it's not written or words or whatever, it can translate to thoughts in your mind. So it can take up quite a bit of room. Now, having information and other people's thoughts and feelings and hearing things from your spirit guides within your head and even the past parts of you, it can all be beneficial, but if it's not checked, it can become chaos. And that's when it turns out no good and kind of unhelpful, especially when you're not able to recognize that the things that you are experiencing up here are not even yours. So you are just taking it on like it is your own. And then it's just a lot for you to deal with. And you think that you have to process all of the shit that's up here when in reality you don't. simple ways to start clearing your mind space of these things are meditation, regular meditation, because doing one meditation and never doing it again is not really going to help. Doing cleansings of your energy, taking time off of social media. So maybe doing like mini detoxes and monitoring how much you are just scrolling and taking on other people's shit with people that you feel extremely connected to, especially if you feel like psychically connected to them. Maybe doing cord cuttings is not such a bad idea. And don't get me wrong, it's not bad to have a psychic connection with a person, but if it is overwhelming your mind and they are constantly up there, maybe you need to put up a boundary. And doing a cord cutting and some mental protection work could be extremely, extremely useful. Now, when it comes to healing those past parts of you, that can be a bit more complicated, but therapy can be of some help. Now, it might not always be, especially if you don't have or get a therapist that is also spiritually inclined, which is why I offer some of the services I do, so you can come check those out. But soul retrieval is another option for retrieving those pieces of you and bringing them back. But that is also something that probably should be done with some kind of support of a person that knows what they're doing or somebody that you feel safe with. And journaling can also be pretty beneficial for some people, not everybody. If you don't care to write stuff out, you can always talk things out in a video or voice recorder or something like that. But just to get everything out of your head, that can be helpful. And just sitting with yourself. Like, it doesn't have to be meditation, like a guided meditation or anything like that, but just sit with you and remove like the technology, get away from other people, like healthily isolate sometimes. And if you're a person who feels like they need to be constantly stimulated by television or social media or people outside of you, I would take a minute and ask yourself why that is. Is there something inside that you don't want to look at? And it can be really difficult to hear your own internal guidance and your own voice when you are constantly being bombarded with others. And if you are a person looking to find your own voice, doing some of these things that I mentioned can be of great help to you. And the last thing is setting some boundaries with spirit. I don't like to tell other people what it is they should or should not believe, but spirits are real whether you believe in them or not. And sometimes just setting boundaries within the spirit realm can be super helpful, whether it's with your guides, random spirits that are running around, and spirits of humans that are living, because we are also spirit, just in human form. So maybe write a list, a spirit boundaries list of what you accept within your energetic space. And this is where like protection work comes in handy, and working with your guides, because we all have like a bouncer guide. And if you connect with them, you can give them that spirit boundary list and they will pass it out to the rest of the spirits in the spirit world. And if you've made it this far in the video, it is very likely that you already believe in spirit stuff and you've probably been looking for some of these answers. And now the information is coming to you just as a confirmation and a way to get you to maybe start taking better care of yourself spiritually and mentally and within the energetic realms. I hope that I was able to give you some information in this video that maybe of some help to you and may have helped some things click. So that's all I have for today. And if you'd be interested in coming to work with me, you can come check out the links, the services at the link that is in my bio. You could book a personal reading or a spirit guide session or a Get Right with B session. And in that, we work on anything that spirit and your energy present to me that is that will be the most beneficial to helping you with whatever it is you are experiencing or having issues with in your life, and working on healing surrounding that. It's a 2-hour session, so yes, it's kind of long, but there are many things that can be gone over and worked through within that time period. And just one of the 2-hour sessions can make a huge difference within your energetic body and with moving you in the path to a happier, healthier, more efficient and productive life, whatever it is that you categorize as efficient and productive. So come check out those services and maybe come book with me. I would love to see you there. I hope that you have an amazing day.